Welcome back. I'm Tedward, and today, thanks to Bond Group in Waltham, Massachusetts, we're driving maybe the best G-Wagon we've ever featured on this channel. This is the first generation of G-Wagon, the W460. It's a two-door convertible with the canvas top, which is not very easy to retract as far as I can tell. But the coolest thing about this diesel G-Wagon is that it has an engine swap. This one is powered by an OM606, which would have powered the E-Class or the S-Class diesels, thought to be the 2JZ of the diesel world. This turbo diesel 3-liter 24-valve per cylinder with dual overhead cams makes 177 horsepower, 243 pound-feet of torque. That's before you tune it. Now, I don't really think this has been tuned, but these are good for somewhere between 400 and 500 horsepower. Because they're sturdy, they're robust, you can absolutely boost the heck out of these. And the last time we drove a heavily modified first generation G-Wagon, which by the way, ran from 1979 to like 1991. This one is a 1987, late in the builds. It was so slow. It was not just slow for a G-Wagon, it was slow for a Fiat. It was rough. It had a beautiful naturally aspirated diesel engine, but it didn't scoot. This thing rips and it's fantastic. And also what I like about this car, it's not overly done. It's not overly restored. It's got this kind of flocked matte blue paint. It's got cool wheels. It's got all-terrain tires. We've got KO3s on here so that way it can do the sand thing, because if you'll notice, there's a Town of Provincetown sticker up here. But this is the real star of the show. Right here, under this, our OM606. This is coveted by the Mercedes-Benz community. And even though we've driven all the AMGs of these Gs, this might be my favorite setup so far, especially on this little guy. Let me get it started so that way we can listen to it while we walk around it, because it's pretty awesome. Make sure our glow plug light goes out. Good neutral on our 6-speed manual gearbox. Oh, that's good. That's very good. Also, of course, transfer case for low. Hear it from the back. Oh, it's perfect. You've got a spare out here. This is your fuel filler. And you know, the cool thing about these, I already unzipped this so we could do this easily, but look at this. You just roll this guy up. If you want to have this fully open, you've got room for 2 people over here, 2 people over here. Depending on how long their legs are, they will be intermingling. They put like a boat deck on the floor back here, which is great, and 2 seats up front. That's good for now. A little extra fuel in case you run out on the beach. Don't want to have any problems there. And a monster jack up front. Now, these are things that you do need to have. Let's listen to this top end. Oh, it's so good. Those are things you do need to have, especially you need some skid boards if you want to get one of these bad boys, the off-road vehicle permit from P-Town. So I actually just went cycling and I went past the building where you get that permit, but they just inspect to make sure that you're not going to do something really dumb and they don't have to come rescue you. So let's close it up and take it for a ride. Your rear passengers could get in through the back, but there's also a pretty clever way to move these seats up and forward. And look at this. This hinged setup is fantastic and gives you a ton of room to get back there. Oof. Although it is quite heavy, and these seats have been done in lovely leather, probably a synthetic, but also it has this cool orange stitching that you can see going through the rest of the cabin. G-Wagons just have a way of being bank vaults. Everything you touch feels solid. They last forever. And I saw the receipts for this thing. I don't know what the whole bill was, but the engine alone was about $25,000. Down here in German, it tells you how to use your locking differential and this transfer case. So actually, that's not German. That looks more like Swedish or something. Yeah, this is not German. Yeah, Hall, that's, yeah, okay. So I don't know who made this, but whoever made this speaks something from the Nordic lands. First gear is a crawl gear. So we're going to be starting in second. hear that turbo spool and you can hear it blow off. It's also a playful engine. It's easy to rev match it. Gear ratios are ultra tight. That was a skip shift to fifth, and you can tell it barely matters. So much torque. This is the correct engine swap. There is going to be a little noise back there because those seats make some noise, so there you go. You'll get used to that. We're an off-roader.
That was a second gear start. We're in sixth now. It has the torque, but we'll go back to fifth just to be nice to it. I don't know how high I can rev this, so I don't have a tack. I'm just being gentle. I'm sure it has a limiter, but we want to be kind to it. But this is just a total beast. And it sounds like a 2JZ the way it spools. It still sounds like a diesel, but the turbo noises definitely have that Toyota vibe to them, which is kind of nuts. This is also maybe one of the easier G-Wagons I've ever driven. Everything is crisp, right to the point. Throttle is perfect. The shifter feels so easy. I don't have to wonder where anything is. This is the kind of vehicle that you could let someone borrow and you wouldn't have to explain very much to them. except for that seat wobbling in the back. They'll get used to it. But if you've driven old Defenders and stuff, and I know people get mad when you compare a G-Wagon to a Defender, but like, what could be more of a head-to-head competitor when you're looking for that classic off-road, bare-bones motoring experience, and you'd like to spend an inordinate amount of money on it? These are the options. And look, I know I'm not supposed to say this, but I prefer the G-Wagon. I've spent more time in Defenders probably, but I really, really like this. This feels like the correct way to spend a silly amount of money on an off-roader that's basically just a metal shell. Only going 75% throttle because I don't need to go full boot. I mean, this thing absolutely rips. You can tell when I'm going full out because it just spools. Let's see if we can't get that seat to shut up for us. Then we'll get back on the road. I don't know what this turning radius is like. Oh, yes. That is good. Is a freight train. What's crazy is this handles pretty darn well for what it is, but I'm falling in love with this engine. I want to put this engine in something. This is like a race engine. This feels like it belongs in a race car. This is great. This is such a good car. getting used to these gear ratios. Kind of loving them. We'll start in first here. Just to show you that is a real crawl gear. The tuning is great too. It's not something you have to adapt to even the slightest bit. Where your foot goes makes complete sense. The shifts are easy. I don't have to pull out of the throttle early. It doesn't spike any revs. The turbo is ultra predictable. I mean, even a manual Aston Martin from the VH platform days, a Vantage or a DB9, you still have to think kind of hard about driving it smoothly. This requires almost no thought. It's fantastic. Usually you have to make concessions for cars like this. You have to say, well, you know, it's an off-roader, it's an old thing, it's an engine swap. This is perfect. It's perfect. Okay, it doesn't have a self-canceling blinker stuff, so maybe not perfect, but pretty darn close. Definitely more sporty than the 55 Ford Fairlane Sunliner we drove down this very same road the other day, which I had to take this corner really slowly, and I still probably was at the ragged edge. Once we quieted down those rear seats, this got a lot more refined. Oh, I wish we could fit through there. I mean, we could curb it, but we're gonna be nice. That's not me. I didn't beep. That's not me. I'm not beeping. We're fine. You can beep all you want in your little Sienna back there. I am gonna sit right here now. Yeah, now we're waiting. The ambulance must be to come collect his ego in the Sienna after his little impatient beep. Then he got smoked by an 87 G-Wagon. really wasn't expecting this to be good on the highway. It's a truck, but it's actually geared okay. Oh, I like this a lot. What a little weasel. This engine is capable of going much faster than the truck should go. You definitely need to exercise some patience and thought when you're driving this. Oh, check out this C30. That's a great looking one. Roof racks make those things look like little SUVs. So on top of discovering my new favorite G-Wagon, I also discovered maybe one of my new favorite engines. I was totally sleeping on these diesels, and this feels like it belongs in a race car. I want this. I would put this in like an E46 or an E36 chassis. I know, sacrilege, Mercedes, but like, could you imagine an E36 with this turbo diesel? It really is the 2JZ of turbo diesels. It's fantastic. I love it. And in a street car, this would be a burnout machine. In an off-roader, it's fantastic. It's overpowered, but not too overpowered. And you could tell it's just going to be dead reliable to do all the gnarly stuff in the sand or in the rocks or do whatever a G-Wagon needs to do. So anyway, I'm going to go bring this thing back to Bond Group. This was a real treat. Let me know what you think of this. This is where the money should go. Oh my goodness, this is great. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. Don't forget to respect the drive, and I'll see you in the next one.